Tomorrow, Manchester United line up in the Premier League against Brentford. And in this game, we are about to see more Manchester United Academy players that could make a massive difference. Not just to Ruben Amorim's squad rotation and what's left this season, but what Ruben Amorim is going to have to do in the summer or might not have to do in the summer. The implications of what these players can do for Manchester United amidst everything that has been so bad this season and giving opportunities to certain players like the ones we're going to talk about tonight could impact the transfer window this summer, particularly in one area of the pitch that I want to talk about today in this video that Manchester United will definitely make changes in. Going off what Ruben Amorim has already said, two key positions really we could look at to say that we might spend a lot more in the summer, but then might not. It's up in the air completely, but we're going to go through all of the possibilities, who he's going to play, who might play in what role as well in this game against Brentford tomorrow, and what we are looking forward to as a fan base and seeing. We are all still on cloud nine from that great performance in the week in the Europa League, but Premier League still matters and we have to get through these games. And Manchester United right now are in a weird position where we're comfortably looking at this game after what happened in Europe, saying it's all right for us to just blood a few youngsters and get them game time and see something different, and knowing that we probably will lose the game still and be okay about it. Honestly, I'm stuck between this I cannot stand losing a game and this is all right because the season's been so bad. My standards are completely up and down with every single game when you take it for what it is on its own. It's like Bournemouth last week. I didn't expect much. It didn't feel like there was much build-up to the game. There wasn't much interest in it. It's the same with Brentford tomorrow. But I think what Ruben can do here is bump up a little bit of interest in this game just by the players that are coming in and playing. And what it does do, it does have an impact on the future for Manchester United because these players could actually stop Ruben Amorim diving into the transfer markets this summer. I know it may seem like a far cry and a big shout on that one, but he's already said that this has been the case with the likes of Aiden Heaven, not needing to go into the transfer markets. He's also said in his press conferences that you have to find the contracts of these players, these 17-year-old players, 18-year-old players that are at other clubs that could possibly come to Manchester United. Well, how about the academy players that are already at Manchester United? We've already seen a glimpse of Chido Obi and what he can do. We've already seen Harry Mas make his debut. Tyler Fredrickson made his Premier League debut as well. There is plenty of positives to get into with Manchester United's academy, but when are we going to be able to see them positives line up in a first team shirt for Manchester United and have a real impact and actually, stake a claim for being in Manchester United's side going into the future? I think Tyler Fredrickson covered himself in glory. I think it was an excellent performance from him in that game. Harry Mas the same, and Harry Mas has been quite consistent recently, making a few performances. It's on the other side of the pitch that I want to concentrate on first of all, though, because we've heard about Bendito Mantato making a possible appearance at Manchester United's right wing-back role. He has been pushed forward a little bit recently in the system that we play in the under-18s or under-21s in more of an attacking role rather than a defensive role. So it's going to be interesting to see which one of these wide right players Ruben Amorim goes with. The word is, and what's happening is, it's Jayden Kamasin who is the player closest to actually featuring in the game tomorrow. Somebody we've not seen yet, for instance, in a Manchester United shirt tomorrow against Brentford. Jayden Kamasin is the one, because Mazraoui is definitely not going to play. Ruben has said this. Diogo Dalot is out for the rest of the season. So your two right wing backs that you would normally use, and you're going to have Patrick Dorgu on the left-hand side, obviously, but he might not even play either, because Ruben Amorim is all in on the Europa League, like he said, and he has to look after the squad. And that's where his risks are going to be taken. And what he means by risk is playing younger players. And we will see big changes. We know who travelled with the squad to Bilbao on Thursday. United stayed behind and trained there. Obviously, we've heard about Chido and Kone training with Manchester United's first team. That's been quite frequent now and has been a continuation throughout the last months, with a lot of academy players featuring for Manchester United first team in training sessions at Carrington and obviously in Bilbao like it was the other night. But still, we're waiting to see what happens on this right hand side. I actually feel like tomorrow we could see Mas and Kamasin start either side of Manchester United's back three. I really do think that Ruben Amorim is just in a position now where he's like, I'm not even risking it. We literally have 1 foot in that final, and nobody is going to play that he feels has got any sort of issue in terms of minutes, niggles, problems, fitness, anything like that. It's not even going to be, they're not even going to be in the reckoning. Don't expect to see big time players. Don't expect to see Harry Maguire in the game tomorrow. You may see the likes of Aiden Heaven if he is fit. You probably see Lenny Yoro, I'm guessing. Maybe some minutes for Matthias de Ligt. But out wide, I think it will be Amas. I think it will be Kamasin. Kamasin, above anybody else in Manchester United's academy, has earned his spot in this Manchester United first team. I think he has been dynamic. He has been lethal for Manchester United this season. You only probably have to ask the likes of Chido Obi, who has been on the receiving end of some of his assists. And don't get me wrong, Manchester United Academy don't play the exact same system as what Manchester United's first team do. We're not like three at the back. So these players that are coming in, like Amas, like Kamasin possibly, or Mantato on either flank, are used to playing in a flat back four. It's not necessarily the same system. So a bit of adapting for them to do. But going forward, Amas, very good. Going forward, Kamasin, absolutely outstanding this season. And has been an absolute threat and a consistent throughout the campaign for the under-18 and 21s for Manchester United. That, I think, is very, very important for Ruben Amorim when it comes to the attacking side of things, because that's where United have lacked. That width and that option on the wing in his wing back system that he plays has just been non-existent because we haven't got attacking wing backs. Dorgu has brought a little bit of something to the fold, still not enough yet and still developing, but you can see the intent and the difference in a forward-thinking left back rather than a defensive one. And again, on the right-hand side, Mazraoui has struggled in that position. I think bringing in Kamasin is a no-brainer right now. It's the right game to do it. Brentford season is dying out, let's be honest. There's not much to play for them. Maybe a slight outside opportunity of getting into the Conference League in Europe. That's about it for Brentford. And I think United, we don't travel well to Brentford. We really don't. But maybe Manchester United could get something out of this game tomorrow. I think the high that Manchester United are on and the confidence flooding through Manchester United's first team right now, I think can't be ignored. And there is a possibility that Manchester United will win the game tomorrow. It sounds stupid me saying that, doesn't it? A possibility of United winning the game. Because I think we're all expecting to go in there and be the underdogs again because of the weakened or so-called weakened side that we're playing. I don't see it this way. I think some of these academy players that are coming through are outstanding and deserve their chance, and I think they will hold their own in these games. Like Harry Amas has done so. Fredrickson did it. Chido has done well when he's come on as well, and obviously we're about to see Kamasin hopefully tomorrow. I would love to see Morehouse. And I want to see Kone. Kone's got half a chance because United's midfield, I don't think we have got the numbers for. That because obviously you could easily play Mainu in there. You could maybe drop Mount in there if you wanted. Obviously, Collier's still not fully fit yet. Tagate came off. You're not going to see Casemiro in the game tomorrow. It's going to be interesting what it does with Bruno Fernandes. So Kone maybe comes in. And again, I don't think there's any issue in starting Kone and Kamasin tomorrow. If you're going to try mixing it up a little bit, I think there's enough experienced players around them there that you could easily bring them in and then feel comfortable in the starting lineup for Manchester United. Do drop your comments in who you would like to see in Manchester United's side tomorrow. If there was one academy player you want to definitely see start, drop him in the comment section right now. Who do you want out of all of Manchester United's young prospects coming through? Who do you want to see? Every starter versus Bilbao has travelled to Brentford apart from Mazraoui. De Ligt and Ahmad are both in the squad, says Samuel Luckhurst. So again, there just proof that what we said about Mazraoui, he is not going to travel. He's not anywhere near the first team squad. He's not even going to be on the bench tomorrow. Everybody else is there. And that's just a travelling squad. So the squad then gets picked, the team and the subs get picked, obviously, from that squad. So I think it will be a pretty big squad going down to Brentford. Like we said, if we've got all of these youngsters going down and some of the first team players as well, then we are going to be looking at quite a hefty one, to be honest, quite a hefty squad. It's going to be interesting to see who gets what minutes from the first team in this. Maybe we'll see 4 or 5 academy players get minutes, simply because we are needing to rest a lot of Man United players. But then again, you could actually say that there's some first-team players that need minutes in this game against Brentford. So let's see what happens there. By the way, Osimhen has just scored a hat-trick for Galatasaray, whether that matters or not for us. Again, the player that we were looking at and them guaranteed goals that we are lacking so much at Manchester United, definitely there in Osimhen. But again, it looks like it's going to be a missed striker for us. I think that's 30-odd goals for him this season. How scary. Will Chido be Manchester United's next player? We've obviously spent a bit of money on him and bringing him through, but Chido, I think, has got a real good chance of starting the game tomorrow. Rasmus Højlund being United's only number 9, we could possibly see 17-year-old Chido Obi start the game at Brentford tomorrow. And you know what? As soon as this kid scores his first goal, he could be one of them that just takes off and absolutely destroys it. And I think he might even be a good backup for the striker that we do bring in this summer. When we've talked about bringing in 2 strikers this summer and needing 2 strikers, we're really deep down we're thinking maybe we can only afford 1. Hopefully someone within Manchester United steps forward and starts playing bleeding well. Maybe that is Chido. Maybe he is the man that is going to save United a fortune going forward. The more chances he gets and the more games he plays, and trust me, if he gets a goal and he gets his first taste of Premier League action from the start, gets his first Premier League goal at the age of 17, then that, I think, is the confidence boost that he could possibly need. He's not going to be a starter for Manchester United next season. I think we need to make that clear. But he could definitely feature and be an option off the bench for United in big games. If we are going to spend substantial money on our number 9, we do need somebody to step in and actually cover at certain moments. And if Rasmus isn't doing his job, then we've got Chido to back that up as well. And I think that's why Manchester United need to make the number 9 this summer the key position that we bring in. Because we cannot rely on teenagers like Chido to be the focal point. We've already seen it absolutely destroy Rasmus Højlund. Great backups and good backups. That's why it has to be the perfect striker for Manchester United. It's probably why we've debated so much on this show about Liam Delap. Another younger striker coming in. Probably not the right option. Someone just with that bit of experience. Because what was we saying this morning? Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, the older players around this squad, dragging this young team along at the moment. And they literally are. Our full spine of our team is made up of players that everybody has argued should not be playing for Manchester United in our fan base, in Bruno Maguire and Casemiro. That was a conversation this morning. These younger players need them experienced players. They need that father figure to come into this squad and learn from. We cannot just be bringing in younger players. They are the players that need to help Manchester United out. Yes, they will save them money if they turn out to be the best players, but they need time. They need time to develop, but they need the right man to learn from. Chido coming in and learning from Rasmus and even Delap to a certain degree, if he comes in, I don't think he's going to get much out of that. I really don't. And that's no disrespect to them 2 players. I just don't think it's fair on him that this is the type of Manchester United striker that he has to learn off. He's come to Manchester United, this big club, expecting to be playing with some of the best players, getting his chance and playing alongside some absolute world-class footballers. He's not going to get that if you've got Rasmus Højlund and Liam Delap there. That potential good players, but not good enough for, I don't think, Chido Obi to learn from. And that's just my honest opinion on that. But they can definitely. The Kone, the Chido, the Kamasan, these players can definitely save Manchester United money deeper down into transfer windows. They really can. They'll save the club a fortune. But right now, they need someone to play alongside. At defence, with Yoro and Heaven, you've got De Ligt and Maguire. In midfield, with Kone, you've got Casemiro, you've got Bruno. Up front, there is nothing. And that's the issue that we've got. And the only problem I can see in Chido's progress at Manchester United is if he thinks he's number 1 so quickly, are we not developing the same problem again? Somebody young coming in that thinks he's already made it. He should not be starting games for Manchester United. He needs to be behind a main man up front. And that's how Manchester United transfer window should be structured, in my opinion. That top dollar striker with these young lads to learn from him. I think that's where it needs to be. Probably the only reason I've really brought up the Osimhen situation there. You can imagine someone like that who is prolific as that, and you can see the standard in training, you can see the standard in match days for these younger lads to learn from. That's what needs to happen at Manchester United if we're going to get the best out of some of these younger players anyway. Let's get into the comments section on all of this as well, everybody. Get your comments in. I know there is a boring game going on right now. The Premier League season just seems to be absolutely just grinding to a halt, doesn't it? Like, it's so poor, isn't it, the Premier League right now? There's nothing exciting at all about it, but look, we get through it. We're nearly there. A few more games to go. What is it? 4 more Premier League games. 4 weeks, in fact, left of the Premier League season. Thank God. Thank God we've actually got the Europa League, like, holding everything together right now. Thank you, everybody, for your likes already. If you're loving the content, pop a like on the video. And let's get into some of the comments on this. Who do you want to see in Manchester United's lineup tomorrow? Let's see what we've got in here. Michael says, we do not need... to lap, he's only... To lap, is that supposed to say, not to lap? Typos have killed you, mate. We don't need lap, he's only scored 3 goals in his last 10 matches and has been found out in the second half of the season. Will I pay this ridiculous money for him? Chelsea can have him. Who else would you bring in then, Michael? Let's get someone else on top of that, buddy. Chido and Ahmad would be exciting to see. It would. Like, Mainu needs minutes as well, says Nintendo. He does need minutes. Again, another comment saying Mainu needs minutes. Where would you play Kobbie Mainu in this game tomorrow? Are you bringing him in at 10? Or are you trying to squeeze him in to fill a hole in midfield? I think we're at a stage right now where we just need to be playing players in a certain position where we're actually going to carry on with that player for the rest of the season, I think. There's no point in chopping and changing them around. I mean, I can understand why you would do Kobbie Mainu, but I feel like it's probably going to be more like Bruno in the midfield role and Kobbie further forward. Personally, I would love to see Kobbie, Ahmad and Chido up front, or Mount, Ahmad and Chido up front. And maybe Kobbie and Bruno in midfield, but I do believe Bruno needs a rest as well. And I think we should be thinking about saving him and his legs, because we just might need Bruno to do something in this game. Look, I've said it all along. I'm very confident we'll get through the Bilbao game, but you just don't know who you might need in certain moments. And if they're a lot fresher because we haven't overcooked them, then that is going to work out a lot better for us, isn't it? It is. This is why we need experience next season desperately, says the real realist. Yeah, we do. There's too many young players coming through that have nobody to latch onto. They have nobody to actually look at and go, that's what I need to be like. You've got a few players there, like I just mentioned, the spine of the side and the experience in Maguire, Casemiro, Bruno, players like this. But they're going to be phased out of Manchester United over the next couple of years. At least they're there for next season for these young lads to come through. But are these younger players still going to be fully developed even next season? That's the question you've got to ask. And yeah, let's not forget, you've got Diego Leon, another 18-year-old coming in. Manchester United are looking to try and sign Franco Mastantuono from River Plate as well. All of these younger players that Manchester United are apparently going for. That's what we've got to look at in this. And do you know what? With Manchester United as well right now, and the structure and everything that's happening, I think that there is a chance that they could just balls all of this good work up if we haven't got the right first team players in place. I can understand that you can build a team and develop a team, but the patience is already running too thin. And you have to take everything into consideration. Where bringing in younger players, they can all develop under Ruben and listen to Ruben and be as one, and that's great. Are they good enough to win the hardest league in Europe? No, they're not. And if we don't win a trophy or get into the Champions League with Ruben, does that pressure then start mounting on him from the fan base and the hierarchy at United, then end up going bang, pulling the plug, and Ruben's out the door? This all needs to be taken into consideration, I think, when it comes to where Manchester United's squad is currently at anyway. Mainu and Eriksson will play maybe Mount and Bruno with Chido, Shaw starting, ? Maybe at centre-back. Could well do. I don't think Ahmad starts, probably only 20 minutes if necessary. I think Ahmad... No, do you know what? I think there's a chance we could see in the game tomorrow. I think we could see Yoro, De Ligt and Shaw at centre-back. I think that's a possibility. if Heaven was fit, I think Heaven comes in. I do. But I don't think he's there yet. That's the word that we're hearing anyway, that he's not quite there yet still. So, Heaven, I'm not too sure if he's going to feature. But still, when you look at it, you go Shaw, Yoro and De Ligt, definitely good enough. Maybe then you could bring a Lindelof on to save the legs of De Ligt. Maybe about 50, 60 minutes or someone like that. Like, we really don't care at this stage with the Premier League. It's sad to say it, but that's the state of affairs. And that's the situation that United are facing this week. But I'm just looking at the whole squad that's there. Who desperately needs to be fresh and ready and primed for that game on Thursday? There's quite a lot, to be honest. I think Mount needs more minutes. Ahmad, De Ligt. Obviously, Luke Shaw needs to be ready in case we need him. Honestly, I'm thinking right now, do we even play Bayindir in goal over Andre Onana? Just to give him some minutes as well, just in case. You just don't know. You just don't know, do you? Everything is riding on Europe, and these games are tune-up games to be fully ready for that, because the season is going to be defined by what happens in the Europa League. We could be the ultimate laughingstock by the end of this month, or we could be laughing at everybody else having had our worst ever season, still got a trophy, and are in the Champions League next season. It is absolutely ridiculous. Can you imagine Manchester United right now? Obviously, you've seen the figures. Manchester United have earned around about 25 million from the Europa League already so far. There's another 8 million for coming runner-up, and then another 14/15, I think, million for winning the trophy. So 40 million gained from the Europa League this season, plus a place in the Champions League and the Super Cup next season. That is massive for United. Absolutely huge. And nobody can laugh at that. In fact, you could even say that Manchester United winning the Europa League in our worst ever Premier League season has taken the shine off of Liverpool winning the title a little bit. It has. Because they could have been celebrating their 20th title equaling Manchester United while still watching Manchester United in their worst ever Premier League season winning nothing. But United just keep on winning these little trophies just to stay relevant enough to piss people off. Because United are not dying. They're not dead yet, even though we're awful. We're literally just crawling along at the moment, having both limbs chopped off, just trying to get through seasons. But we're still there. We're still relevant. And if we win the Europa League, where everybody's thinking that every team has surpassed Manchester United, it's going to take United years to get back up in that Premier League and catch everybody back up. We could have just leapfrogged everybody and gone right into the Champions League. And with the finances that brings, there's a half a chance. And I say half because we still have to spend this money right. And everything has to be geared to making top four next season. Because if we're spending Champions League money this summer, because we're in the Champions League next season, we are not going to be able to win that Champions League still. Nobody is expecting Manchester United, even if we qualify for it, to win that next season. So the only way to get back into Europe is in the league next season. That's it. Because we can't drop down into the Europa League like we've done in previous seasons. We're out completely. If we fall out of Europe, we're out. That's it. It's done. So the league is the only thing that's going to get us back into Europe the following season. So everything that's spent this summer has to be in preparation, in a vision to getting into the top six at least next season for Manchester United. That's where we need to be. And I think this is what is going to probably piss a lot of the opposition fans off even more, which is great because we love to wind everybody else up because everyone hates us so much. But while we're so bad and still winning, I think it pisses everybody off even more. And I've just explained the importance of it there. The money that United will get from the Europa League, the money that we'll get from the Champions League this summer has to be absolutely bob on for Manchester United because we're not going to win the Champions League. We're not going to win any European trophies next season. We have to do it in the league. And that's where the big difference is. And like we said earlier on this morning, the morning show, let's not forget how bad our Premier League season has been. Amidst all of the glory of what has been the last few months of the Europa League and United having this amazing run, let's not forget that the Premier League is where it matters. And everything that we're doing this summer in preparation, these young academy players that I've spoken about already on this show, this game tomorrow against Brentford, in prepping for the Europa League. It's prepping for the Europa League and using these youngsters all in a vision to get this summer out of the way with the players that we need to go and attack the Premier League next season. Everything has to be geared around that and getting in the top six. And it's all going to come down to recruitment. It's all going to come down to the players that come through Manchester United's academy. Because recruitment, whether we've got the Champions League or not, is going to be absolutely massive for this football club in the summer. Like Ruben said, we can buy more players and spend more money, but it's not going to matter what happens if we win the Europa League or not. We still know what we have to do. So that tells me, even if we make the Champions League, we are still going to cut players out of this squad and stick to the original plan, even if we weren't in. I think it's the same players that are leaving. That's a real positive, by the way, in the fact that we have got the same plan and it's not going to change even if we make the Champions League. That is a massive positive for Manchester United fans. Anyway, let's get some more comments in on that as well and everything else that's going on. Silverback says, RRR, the realist, Nico Graham, Lona, evening lads. I was just saying hello to everyone. Sorry. Jumped in a little bit there. Hello to you as well, my friend. Andrew says, we need a strong squad for next season for getting up in the league. I am confident that we will have that squad. We will back good quality signings backed up by academy players. This is supposed to be a 3 to 5 year project and you're wanting top 6 already. You are getting a bit greedy. No, top 6 is a minimum requirement. Are you serious right now, Steve, mate? Come on. We need top 6 football next season. We cannot accept being mid-table and bottom half of the table. Manchester United add 3 or 4 quality players to that starting lineup. United are challenging for top 6/top 4. I'm sorry, that's where we're going. We're in the Champions League next season. You cannot expect Manchester United. Ruben Amorim doesn't get Man United in the top 6 next season. I think he gets sacked. Personally, I wouldn't. I still want to give him the 2 full seasons. But I think Ineos are looking at this. If this time next year Man United are out of Europe, I think Ruben loses his job. I just think that's the way that it goes at Manchester United. And I don't think Ineos can afford to do what they've done before. They can't afford to wait around. They definitely can't. There is another story here regarding Manchester United's recruitment drive and everything that's happening in pre-season. And talking about that squad depth, Manchester United are in ongoing talks with Jonathan Tah's agent, Pinar Zahavi, to try and sign the defender. It does look like United are pushing harder and harder on Jonathan Tah. And when you talk about experienced players like Tah, full international, won the Bundesliga, cup finals, challenging at the top level, season in, season out. If you can get a player like that in for free, then yeah. I've said last night regarding Jonathan Tah, I'm not too fussed. Centre-back isn't my priority. But this just goes to show what Manchester United's plan is this summer. And do you know what? I don't know why all of a sudden Manchester United are in. Maybe they've heard something regarding Jonathan Tah and that he could actually be available and would go to Manchester United. This is why these talks have started to ramp up a lot more. I honestly don't know, but I can only think that it is something along them lines, that they've had an indication that they can get Tah for free. And an experienced centre-back is probably something that Manchester United would jump at the chance of getting if they could, because after next season, Harry Maguire's going to be gone. I don't think he'll get that extension. And obviously, if you're losing Lindelof and Evans, and Harry Maguire's gone the following season, to have someone else in free now and not have to buy him next summer, I can get it. I can. He's still 29 though, and you're going to have to replace him in another 3 or 4 years anyway. But then again, we've seen how fit these players are. We've seen how long Harry Maguire's lasted. I mean, he's going to be 33 next season. Jonathan Tah at 29 is fixed in and comes in. The only way, I've said this before, Man United will buy anybody or bring anybody into this club over the age of 26, I think, is if they are the complete elite and the price is right. And I think this is probably, it's not the complete elite, but it's free. The price is right for Manchester United with Jonathan Tah. And it's an experienced operator that can add that leadership quality. A German centre-back in at Manchester United. Talk about the best and the most experienced. There with the younger centre-backs that we've got coming through Manchester United's squad right now. It probably won't turn out to be a bad move. But yes, still, I think Barcelona are favourites for Jonathan Tah. That is coming in. Speaking of Barcelona, I don't think this is anything really significant, I'm going to be honest. But Barcelona, as you can see at the bottom of the screen there, have rejected an approach from Manchester United for Fermin Lopez. the young academy graduates coming through Barcelona's ranks, who has appeared quite a lot this season for Barcelona's first team under Hansi Flick. They want around 50 million euros to depart with the midfielder, is the story from El Nacional in Spain. I don't see it. Again, I've said this many times before. I don't see Manchester United doing business in the transfer market with Barcelona. It's something that just doesn't work for Manchester United, and it never has done. So, yes, I don't see this deal happening. He's a central midfielder. Again, United are not going to spend that amount of money on him. Maybe, like I've said this before, I've made the point that United will spend money on what they feel is real potential. But again, you cannot be spending that amount of money when it's similar money to get someone like Edison through the door. That's how I see it anyway. And I don't think Manchester United will go down that road. More comments coming in. Adam, if Tar's agent is Xavi, he should be avoided. It doesn't really matter with agents these days, mate. I think we could say that in the past because agents had Man United pants down. But look, if he comes to United, it will be a deal that suits Man United. I don't think we need to avoid him because of a reputation he's had before. Every reputation that an agent's got with Manchester United is because they've seen United coming and literally rinsed us because we didn't have the right operators working at the club. Now we have. I'm not really concerned about agents anymore. I'm looking at this more as to saying Manchester United right now, if they feel like they can get a deal out of Tar, that's why they're entering into those negotiations, because it fits their finances. So I'm not particularly worried about any agent right now at all. United know what they're doing, and that's the big difference for me. I think anyway. But let me know if you think I'm wrong in that. I would take Evan Nielsen, see what the asking price is. Just getting back in the first team after foot injury, now getting up to a good pace. Caused United a lot of problems. He did, but we cannot judge players off what they did against us. I know he's playing okay. But no, we need someone prolific. We need someone who we can guarantee is going to be the difference maker, not another unknown at the highest level. And again, that takes out the equation. Liam Delap again, doesn't it? Which way you look at it, Liam Delap for Manchester United doesn't tick the boxes of what we need. It doesn't tick the boxes of what the fans want and have seen. It doesn't tick the boxes of getting you guaranteed goals, although he has scored a few goals in the Premier League and is decent. I still think he's better than the likes of Rasmus Højlund. And Ruben Amorim has said that he doesn't want players coming into Manchester United that are just joining simply to be in a certain competition. He wants players that want to join United. And that's why Matheus Cunha is coming into Manchester United, because he ticks every single box. Liam Delap, he's not ticking every single box. And it's strange how United are going down this road of trying to bring him in. I understand Amorim scouted him. Wilcox knows him. He's a cheap striker. But I'm just scared that that'll be it when we need another one. That's the only thing. If it's Delap and one other, I've got no problem in him. I think he can be a great striker. But Delap on his own, yeah, it's good. It's good if you've got Cunha and maybe a couple of other signings in. It could have been better. That's all I would say. It's all I would say. I mean, the goals are going to come. Bruno, Cunha, Delap. We're going to get more goals than what we got last season. But maybe Delap is the right type of striker to take Manchester United to the Europa League. But if we want to compete in the Champions League, Delap on his own with Rasmus Højlund and Chido, don't see us going very far. I really don't. And the farther we go in that competition next season, if we get in, that is, there's that word again, if we do get in and win the final, the further we get in that competition, the more money Manchester United make and the more money we can actually put in the coffers to spend the following summer as well, which is also going to be key. Because we cannot just have one window and expect things to just go right. This has got to be a progression of window after window. I do hope that Ruben gets 2 summer transfer windows. I really do. But, like I said, if he doesn't make any European football after next season, I think he'll be up for the high jump. I really do. Yeah. And that, I think that's the biggest concern for us as fans. Because there's a few people that doesn't want to see Ruben Amorim succeed and already given up on him. Crazy in my eyes. But I think we're all fearing that the inevitable will happen and the pressure of Manchester United's hot seat will pay out on Ruben Amorim as well, and he will gone. Anyway, let's get into some more comments on this. Any Edison or Mastantuno news? No, we're waiting literally on the end of the season. One thing that Fabrizio Romano has been talking about recently is the end of the season now. Obviously, with European places up for grabs, everyone's season drawing to a close. Until things are completely done and dusted and finished within their respective competitions, cups, Europe and domestic leagues, we're not going to hear much more. There's only Matheus Cunha, who we know his season is over, confirmed, staying in the Premier League, nothing else to play for, that we have moved forward with. Like, we covered that in detail this morning and where we're at with Matheus Cunha. Everything else has to wait. We have to wait for Delap. We have to wait for Edison. We have to wait for Antony. We have to wait for everyone and where we're actually at right now in these European competitions, because when you look at it, you look at Antony, still in European competition. You've got Marcus Rashford fighting it out with Aston Villa right now to try and get into the Champions League. Massive result for Villa today. Puts them level on points in the Champions League places right now with the likes of Chelsea. So we're waiting on Rashford and where Villa finish. We're waiting on Betis and waiting on Antony and where Betis finish. Could be a big one there, like we spoke about this morning. Obviously, Delap, we're waiting on him as well. Edison finishing out the season with Atalanta. Like Romano has said, though, with him, it is going to be a long way down the line in terms of down the line in the window. No rush for Edison. It's not going to be a deal that gets done very quickly. Them deals are the likes of Matheus Cunha. That's about it. Apparently Bournemouth have just equalised against Arsenal, says Graham. Can we confirm that, everybody, please? And put some laughing emojis next to the actual comment as well, because Arsenal are not mathematically secure in the Champions League places just yet. In fact, just going to have a quick look at that while they're actually playing right now. Let's have a quick nosy on at that. Right, so as it stands, if in fact Bournemouth have equalised. So as it stands, Arsenal will be on, what was it be on there now? They'd be on 68, would it be? I think it would be. Yeah, 68 points, if that is the case. 68 points for Arsenal. City are on 64. Newcastle are on 62 with a game in hand on Arsenal. So that would bring them closer in. Like, Arsenal need to be careful. Like, obviously, when they go out to PSG on Wednesday, then we're going to see the end of, obviously, the worry and concern about the Premier League. Well, if they do manage to get a result in that and somehow get through, they just need to keep one eye on the league table, I think, here, Arsenal, because literally, again, this would be their 14th draw of the season as well. And there's a lot of teams there fighting for places. And like we just said, Aston Villa, not far away. I mean, Aston Villa are only with, obviously, playing a game more, I know, to Newcastle, who are in 4th, 62 points behind them. So, yeah, a lot to play for. Like we said with Betis as well, with Antony and that situation. I like that one, Harry Maldini. A little bit heavy on the laughing emoji side of things there, but yeah, Antony with Betis, bonuses, Champions League, not far away for them. Rashford with Aston Villa, everybody else as well. Actually, just on the news that we were talking about last night, it's been confirmed again, Real Madrid 100% top target in the summer is Álvaro Fernández Carreras from Benfica. Obviously, the Manchester United academy player that was sold, that we have the buyback and sell-on clause for. Now, their angle on this was explained last night, but I'm not going to go over it again. Basically, Real Madrid want Manchester United to trigger their buyback so they can buy him off Man United cheaper to round it up. It's not going to happen. United won't do that. Benfica don't want to sell him. And if someone's going to come in for him, you're going to have to spend 50 million. So United could be well in the money with the likes of Álvaro Fernández. That has actually been confirmed today and is definitely something that could possibly happen going into the summer transfer window. So keep an eye on Real Madrid's activity around Álvaro Fernández in the summer. Arsenal will win the Champions League. Mark my words, says Nico. I'm never marking your words, mate. only joking. And they're not going to win the Champions League. If they get through to the final, even beating PSG, I don't fancy them against Inter or Barcelona, to be honest. I really don't. I think they're just, again, I think PSG will do a number on them in Paris anyway. And I think PSG definitely will be thinking that this is their year. They are an awesome team. Awesome team. Let's see. Florentino Perez can pay 50 million for Alvaro. Yeah, he can. Give us some money, Florentino. That's what we're saying. The one thing I love about Arsenal, no matter how bad United are, you can always laugh at Arsenal, even though they are in the league. If United win the Europa League and Arsenal finish second or third, whatever it may be, and qualify for the Champions League, who has had the better season? Answer that question in the live chat right now. Who has had the better season? If United win the Europa League and Arsenal just finish second in the Premier League and win nothing, who's the better season? That's the question, because both qualified for the Champions League and what they've done in the same season, except one's got a trophy and one doesn't. So what? What's the bigger? Who's done better? And be honest with it as well. Like, you can say Arsenal because the league is the all-important, and finishing higher in the league, that has proved that you have been more consistent than anybody else. But let's not forget, like, in the Europa League this season, it's a lot of games. It's near enough half a Premier League season in Europe in terms of the amount of games. United are 15 games in now. 16 when we play Bilbao again on Wednesday. And then 17, near enough. Half a season, Premier League's worth of games in the Europa League this season. Crazy. That is a commitment. If United manage to stay unbeaten, so we draw or win against Bilbao, and then we beat somebody in the final, whoever it is, and win this trophy, it has to go down as one of the best European runs in any season, doesn't it? Surely. 17 games unbeaten in a season in Europe, that's big news. You can't ignore that, can you? I don't think. Most people saying United's had the better season. If we win the Euros, we would have had a better season than Arsenal. United has had the better season by far if we win the Europa League. United 100% says Lonan. Again, that's a Liverpool fan saying it's United. It will be 3 cups in 3 years for United. What's Arsenal got? I know. Honestly, I'm not laughing at them, but the situation does deserve a little chuckle, doesn't it? It would be one of them just obscure, weird seasons, wouldn't it? It really would. Exactly, Adam. We have had the better season. Both teams play European Champions League next season, but one has silverware and one and the one intangible thing about football is trophies not coming second in the league. Yes. I think titles, as these European managers call them these days, they're not titles for us Brits, are they? They're titles are winning the Premier League. Trophies is what we're talking about. But trophies do finish a season a lot better, don't they? Like, you look at the likes of Arsenal's season right now. Yes, they're still in the Champions League. Yes, they could beat PSG and win the Champions League. But still, like, can you imagine for instance, the Newcastle, Chelsea, the Newcastle and Aston Villa seasons, like, just petering out right now. Actually, that, when you think about it, it's credit to the English teams to still be in so many competitions, isn't it? It really is. Like, you had, obviously, City is still in the FA Cup, but that's even in all there. They always get to the final every single year these days because of the lucky runs that they get in the FA Cup. But United competing, Chelsea still competing, Arsenal still competing, Spurs still competing. You've had, obviously, Aston Villa went quite far in the Champions League as well. It's been a good season for the English teams in Europe, I think. Adam, you could make an argument that Arsenal and Manchester United are development teams. Arsenal are further developed than Manchester United, though. It's an argument in a different context, that really, isn't it? Because, yes, they are a better team. They play better football. They've got better players. But Manchester United win more trophies. And that's it. That's the whole argument that we're having, isn't it? United win trophies. Arsenal don't. And everybody's going to look at the record books and look at United win the Europa League twice. Man United win the Champions League 3 times. They've won the Cup Winners' Cup. They won the Super Cup. They won the Club World Cup. They won the Premier League. We won the league 20 times. The FA Cup, I think we've got the FA Cup now. I think we are level with Arsenal, I think. But we won more League Cups than them as well. That's all people are looking at. No one remembers the team that finished second, do they? And I think Arteta knows that. I think he's alluded to that in his press conferences this week, actually, Mikel Arteta. But, hey, look, everybody, is the end of our show. Go and watch Arsenal capitulate in the last few minutes. I'm off out tonight with Kaz. I'm going to chill out for a bit. Go to the pictures, I think. Cinema to all of you younger folks out there. Kaz always destroys me when I say pictures. It's like I'm a real dinosaur. What do you call it? Pictures? Cinema? What is it, everybody? Quickly just drop that into the comment section right now before I finish, just to play a little game, just to see what is the right actual answer. Thank you, everybody who has been involved in the chat throughout. Bournemouth have scored again, have they? Bournemouth have taken the lead against Arsenal. What a way to finish this show. Oh, good God, Arsenal. You are it. Right, just to quickly before we finish up now. That will leave Arsenal on 67 points. Literally, if Manchester City now can catch Arsenal and knock them down to third, Newcastle have got a game in hand on Arsenal. Newcastle are in fourth, by the way. So Newcastle could go 2 points behind Arsenal if they win their game and Arsenal stays the same. And that leaves 3 games to play. Twitchy bum time a little bit? Maybe. Well done, Bournemouth. They have just propelled themselves above Fulham into possible Europa Conference League places. Interesting. That's our show tonight, everybody. Everyone have a laugh. It is a cinema, apparently. I'm going to have to take that humble pie and leave it there. Stay humble, Arteta. And we will see you all in the morning. Double show, as always, 8 o'clock on FUTV. Then we're doing the paper round. We may have a laugh at Arsenal again there. Well, I don't know what's going to happen from now to the end of this game, but that's it for tonight. Epic day. Thank you, everybody. Big one tomorrow. Manchester United's Academy players. Who is going to play against Brentford? Well, we'll be there. A long day of content for you all tomorrow as well. More on that in the morning. Also, make sure that you do click on the link in the description and obviously scan the QR code. We are playing Match Bingo tomorrow. If you download the app now and deposit £5, you get an extra £10. So it's just £5 deposit to get an extra £10. We have give out £500 to actual FUTV subscribers over the last month alone. So please do get involved with our matchday sponsors, Match Bingo, everybody. 5 lines gets you 25 quid. You can get 2 lines in a row. That's another 25. And then the bonus could be anything up to £300. People in the chat right now have actually won this prize already. So get with it, everybody. Scan the QR code on screen or drop into the description. Click on the Match Bingo link. That takes you straight through. Deposit £5, get £10 extra. It's £2 a card. Get on it tomorrow. More information on that in the morning as well, everybody. And that is us done for now. Give the video a like. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you all in the